All right, now it is time to run the Nginx container. Okay, so the Nginx actually, it is simply a web server like the Apache. And actually, it is very powerful. It has a lot of use cases. It is good. And compared to the Apache, it's very powerful. Well, you can read about it actually. But for now, in this lecture, we will learn how to run Nginx container from the Nginx image. The first thing, docker run Nginx. Okay, now as simple as that. But you know that if running that will make the container up, then it will exit and killed. Okay, it will be killed after that. So we need to provide the -it command, right? Okay, now we can do that actually. You can see that like this. Sorry, I put the -it here, the -it before the name of the image, like this. And you can see it is up and running. And if you notice that, yeah, it is up and running and with interactive, but we can't do anything, any command like ls or whatever. Why is that? Well, open a new tab and type docker bs for now. Here you can see that the command that being used is docker entry point blah blah something. Okay, and actually, and that's why I told you in the previous lectures that we cannot always or all the time use the docker attach to a specific volume if we want to run commands. So sometimes we need to run and execute the command docker exec or docker execute. All right. So one example of that. So if let's quit from this, Control C, yeah, docker bs, it is now closed, and as you can see, docker bs-a, yeah, it is now killed, and it is not running. So if I type docker start and the name of this, as you can see, now it has been started, docker bs, yeah, it has been started successfully, and I want to attach to it, so docker attach, and this is the name of the container. Yeah, we attach to it, but actually we don't see any command prompt, any interactive, we can't enter any commands or whatever. Okay, and actually this is something good, and it's okay. I mean, actually, because this is the Nginx container after all. This is not an Ubuntu or whatever, because this is Nginx. We will run it in the background after all. Okay, now we have our Nginx container running, and it is okay. We don't need it to run a bash shell actually, because this is Nginx. We serve the traffic after all. This is what we need from this Nginx container, right? Right. Now, but it is not okay to run a container and then quit from it and then docker start then the container like what I did before a moment. Now this is not actually accurate, and this is not a practical way to do things. So actually the best thing to do, let's type here, you can see that it is not running. Actually, docker run, and this time we will use the -d command option. Now here -d means daemon or the attached. So if you can see --help about it, yeah, sorry about this, yeah, like this, and scroll up, you can see that we have the -d or -d attach option, and run container in the background and print container ID, as you can see, as expected. So docker run -d in the background or daemon, and then Nginx. All right. So by that we make sure that docker ps, yeah, it is up and running, and without kill it and then start it again, or using the Ctrl P Ctrl Q command or keys. We don't need that. Just typing the docker run -d, which means in the daemon, on the background, as a daemon, as the attached. Okay, so it has been run. Now it's time to test that out. So if I open my browser here actually and type the localhost, because it is localhost, and press enter, you can see that connection refused. Nothing here actually. So how should I run it? Now here we will learn that something or the option for the run, which is the -p option, the -publish or the port. Okay, so let's kill this arbitrary container. Actually it is arbitrary, so let's copy and paste the container ID. Yeah, it has been killed. Now the command is like this: docker run -d, yeah, we need it to be as a daemon in the background, and -p, p means port or publish, and this we will put two ports actually, the external port and the internal port. All right, so The one on the left here is the external port, which means the port that open on my computer, on my machine, which is the Mac machine in my case. Okay, the here, which is the internal container, which means that this port inside the container we are running, that based on the Nginx image. Okay, so on my computer, on my Mac, in my case, I am exposing the port 8080 and I'm mapping that port to the port 80 inside this container, or this a container that based on this image. All right, so if I type that like this, yeah, it has been running. Let's check out. Yeah, so far so good. Now, but if you notice, now we have the port specified. Now in the previous here, you can see that it is 80 TCP or 80/TCP only, but this time it is 8080 to 80/TCP. Now, which is makes sense. Now, if I go to the browser, I to put that the localhost or 127 whatever, you can see that it's not running, but because we didn't specify the port number. If I specify the port number like this, yeah, welcome to Nginx, it's working successfully. All right, so far so good. So what we learned actually, something extra, we learned two options for the run command. The -d, which is that the attachable or run this in the background, run this container based on this image in the background. We learned the -p, which means the publish or the port, and we need to publish and map this port, the external port of on my computer, to the internal port for this container that based on this image, okay, which is the Nginx in my case. All right, so far so good. All right, now actually you can see that we have the default page, which is the welcome to Nginx. Now in the next lecture we will learn how to customize this page and make our own page using the volumes, and this is something very practical actually. So as you can see, we are learning step by step. Okay, I don't need to rush. Actually, I need to take that slowly, step by step, so until you get it. Okay, now if you feel that this is taking too long, it's okay. Actually, learning by practice is the important way to learn things. Even if you are not new, you will get used to it, and this is very good. Actually, it's a good sign. Don't worry. Okay, I will see you in the next lecture.